Hey Ratbags, it's Jade, today giving you a lowdown on vehicles in 7 Days to Die 1.0 specifically for console players. 7 years of updates, 7 years that other content creators have made tons of videos covering all the changes, and a lot I think I'll be focused on the 1.0 stuff, but there's so much you need to know about vehicles, about the skill system, the perks, and how to basically craft all of them. Having on console only been available pretty much to use the mini bike, you've now got all of these other ones. So I'm going to explain how to craft every single one of them, how to use them, and how the skill and perk system works so that you'll be able to unlock them. If you find this video useful, leave a like and let's go. So some basics. The mini bike, you used to put the chassis down and then you would outfit the rest of the bike, and that would be pretty much how you would go. But now you have to actually craft the bikes yourselves, and pretty much you would then place the bike ready crafted. We're going to do them in pretty much order of speed and tiers, and the first bike that you're going to probably have access to is actually the bicycle. Bicycles are pretty actually good ways to move around. They go at relatively decent speed, obviously better than walking, and the best part, require no fuel. Duh! Simply use the right bumper to go forward, left bumper to go back and reverse, and then it's the B button or circle button on control pad to pause and stop. If you want to zip around a little bit faster, you can use your stamina by holding the RB R1 button to give yourself a boost, but it will mean your stamina starts going down. You can do jumps on it as well, and even wheelies by tapping the A button, X on PlayStation. And there's two ways to actually steer this thing. If you right click in, you will find you can make the right stick the way that you move left and right, also giving you a ability to move around the camera 360. If you press the right stick in again, it will simply be the traditional left stick for steering, but it will be fixed. Now the big feature or newer feature of 1.0 is supposedly the amount of different types of mods you can put on the vehicles, but I would say it's a bit weak sauce at the moment, with a lot of the mods being pretty basic, nothing really outlandish or crazy. And for the bicycle, the only mod you can put on it is putting a lamp on it so you can see in the dark. All vehicles can be customised with die packs, depending on what colour you want, just put it in the slot. The bicycle will also have 9 slots of storage for you to go and utilise. I'm going to explain how to unlock the bicycle itself so you can craft all the components, but let's go through the components and the resources needed to make them. But you guessed it, you're going to need 2 wheels to make a bike. You're going to need a chassis, you're going to need the handlebars, and you're going to need some mechanical parts. You might find some of them components, otherwise you might have to craft them from scratch. To make tyres, you're going to need 3 forged iron, 24 scrap polymer, 2 oil, 15 coal, and 1 bottle of acid. And that's just for 1 tyre. Handlebars, 3 duct tape, 3 leather, 1 mechanical part, 9 short iron pipes, and 3 springs. And the chassis, 7 forged iron, 3 mechanical parts, 3 duct tape, 3 leather, and 3 springs. So that's how you make your bicycle and all the rest of the vehicles, and I will go through all the different components you need for the rest of them as well. But let's take a look at the skills and perks now you unlock it. So to be able to unlock the tier 1 bicycle and wheels and craft all that stuff we just mentioned, you're going to need 5 of the vehicle adventure books. Read these, unlocks the tier. You'll then be able to go ahead and craft the components needed. Find 20 of that same book and you'll unlock the mini bike, 45 the motorcycle, 70 the 4x4 and 100 the gyrocopter. Just like you can find some of the components needed without having to craft them from scratch, you may find schematics for some of this stuff too, but a lot of them might be really rare, especially when it comes to the gyrocopter and the 4x4. And this is the big difference for console players. Where you used to gain skills and perk points by doing that action, it's not like that anymore. You have to find enough of these books to unlock the components that you can craft, and then you'll be able to pretty much make or do whatever you want. To increase your chances of finding them books, you'll need to put your perk points, the XP points that you will gain for doing generic stuff, into intellect. This will increase the chances of finding vehicle adventure books whenever you're looting. Also gives other bonuses and perks, and it will eventually unlock Grease Monkey when you spend 2 points in intellect. It warns you, you don't need to spend any points in this to go ahead and make your vehicles once you find the right parts or craft them. They're just simple buffs and bonuses that you can have if you're going to be making a lot of vehicles. So put your skill points into intellect, that'll unlock Grease Monkey, and then you can use them same skill points to buy Bicycle Mechanic, which will basically reduce the cost of the resources needed to make bicycles, and you get the idea. It'll be the same for the next level for mini bikes, motorcycles, 4x4s and the gyro. Each level also gives you a bonus in the effectiveness of repair kits. So if you're having real trouble finding maybe the last late game stuff like the 4x4 chassis or maybe the Gyro chassis, you may need to just keep finding more of them books. And like I said, the way to do that is increasing your points in intellect, and that will increase the amount or chance that you'll find them books. Of course, you get other bonuses in various different skills and attributes, so it's worth doing anyway, particularly if you're going to be going down the tech route using things like turrets and robotic arms. So I need 2 points in intellect to go ahead and unlock the grease monkey for me to then spend another point in bicycle mechanic. Then it's another 2 points in intellect to unlock tier 2 to get the mini bike master reduction. After that I think it jumps up by 3 points, you might need 3 for the motorcycle, then 3 for the truck knight, and you might even need 4 for the gyro. But don't quote me on that, but it definitely does increase. So it took me a while to get my head around this because I was still really thinking about the old way that 7 Days to Die used to be. You might be able to buy the books from traders, go ahead obviously and loot as much as you can to hopefully find some. Make sure you break any pass and gas shipping containers, as this might have your best chance of finding the components for vehicles, or at least more of the books. And mods, that's the other big addition that console players need to know about. There's a selection of mods that you can use on some of the vehicles that increase things like the fuel efficiency, how much fuel you can hold, even giving you extra armour on some of the later vehicles. I'm going to cover them individually as we go through the next set of vehicles. So next up we've got the mini bike. 2 wheels, 1 mini bike chassis, 1 mini bike handlebar, obviously an engine and a lead car battery. So again, you won't be able to see what you need for the parts to craft the chassis and handlebars until you've read 20 of the vehicle adventures, and you will also need the crafting bench to go ahead and make these. The exception to that is if you've managed to loot all the components you need, you won't need a crafting bench, you can just put them together. The chassis, again, more forged iron, 15, mechanical parts 6, 6 duct tape, 6 leather and 1 electrical part. Handlebars, 6 mechanical parts, 3 springs, 1 headlight, 3 electrical parts and 9 short iron pipes. The rest of the stuff you'll be able to find just looting and junk. I'm not too sure if you can craft them from scratch. I couldn't really find them in the crafting menu, but obviously yeah, batteries and things like that shouldn't be as hard to find. So once you've gone ahead and crafted it, again simply just place it down, and you'll notice you can go even without any gas, but it's extremely slow. Once you have got gas, you'll see it's pretty rapid. There is a little acceleration boost again you can use pressing the RB button, but of course you won't be using up any stamina this time. But I'm pretty sure it will mean you'll get through more of your fuel a bit quicker. 27 storage slots for it, 2000 durability and 3 modifier slots. Although obviously depending on the parts you've got, it can increase to 3000 durability, and I think the minimum is 1500. So a few more mods to play around with. You can expand it and make it a 2-seated vehicle, so you and your friend can get on together. And I've also gone ahead and added the supercharger. This increased the base speed by 25% and 15% extra if you're holding the RB button for that super duper sprint. If you find components or the schematic for it, it's just the usual kind of ingredients to go ahead and craft as a lot of the other vehicle stuff. And same thing again, you can put a headlight on it if you wanted to. You can increase how much fuel it holds. It pretty much doubles the amount that it can hold. And save on fuel by using the vehicle fuel saver mod. This reduces the amount of fuel you use by 50%. So for the motorcycle, again, 2 wheels, chassis, handlebars, engine, lead car battery, pretty simple. The chassis itself is obviously a lot more expensive than the bicycle or even the mini bike. 37 forged steel, 15 mechanical parts, 15 duct tape, 15 leather and 4 electrical parts. Handlebars are 15 mechanical parts, 15 duct tape, 1 headlight, 9 electrical parts, 7 forged steel. Durability ranges from 3000 to 6000. I'm going to need 3000 cans of fuel to go ahead and pretty much max it out, and can hold up to 36 storage units. It's a lot nippier, you can certainly do a few more skids and obviously a lot quicker, and does seem again to have a little bit of a boost if you hold RB or R1. But you are more prone to wipe out. You go ahead and apply all the same mods that you use for the mini bike, but there are a couple of exceptions. You can go ahead and put things like vehicle armor on it, but sadly no vehicle plow mod. And yeah, it obviously looks pretty badass. Just be warned, having the second seat does seem to make the actual driving ability of it a little bit more looser. Definitely felt like I was spinning out more. Or maybe it was the armour mods, I wasn't 2% sure. But yeah, something was making it a bit harder to steer. So for the 4x4, you're going to need obviously the truck chassis and truck accessories. 375 forged steel, 60 mechanical parts, 30 duct tape, 60 leather and 24 electrical parts. Obviously you're going to need 4 wheels instead of 2. To make truck accessories, 49 electrical parts, 8 headlights, 75 short iron pipes, 6 springs and 24 mechanical parts. So this bad boy's got 8,000 durability, 5 slots for modifiers, same speed as the bike, but obviously can seat a lot more players. And in terms of storage, this is the best vehicle, 81 slots to carry all your precious loot home. So again, all the same stuff. Give it some extra fuel. You can go ahead and make it a 6-seater truck if you apply the vehicle expanded mod. And it doesn't have the vehicle armor mod, instead it's got the vehicle plow mod. So let's give it a drive on its own. Obviously great for getting around, not getting bumped or anything if you go over any serious terrain. And with a bit of perseverance you can take it up quite sharp inclines. So with the vehicle plow mod, doesn't increase the durability, but should mean you can go through zombies and it will reduce the actual amount of damage you take. And yeah, that's what it looks like with the modifications on, including the snowplow and the extra seating. Pretty effective at getting through gates if you wanted to try getting in that way. The plow is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Then finally we've got the Gyrocopter. 100 of the books need to be read before you can unlock it. This one needs 3 wheels, obviously the chassis, accessories and the usual engine and lead car battery. The chassis needs 187 forged steel, 60 mechanical parts, 37 duct tape, 60 leather and 30 electrical parts. And the accessories need 49 electrical parts, 8 headlights, 75 short iron pipes, 15 mechanical parts and 6 springs. If you run out of fuel in this bad boy, you will be able to go along the ground, but that's pretty much it. You can go ahead and use vehicle armor mods on this to give it a bit of a boost. And likewise all the other mods to either give yourself a bit of extra speed, not use as much fuel, but you cannot expand on its seating, so it can only ever carry 2 people. And durability wise you can see 3,500 here. Also only holds 45 storage slots, so yeah, not as good as obviously the truck. Not gonna lie, it's quite difficult to control initially. To take off you just simply hold RT or R2 depending on what you're using, just like you go accelerating on your motorcycle, the mini bike or the 4x4. But here's where you got to be a bit different. You have to actually hold the circle button or B button to aim the actual gyrocopter up, then A button on Xbox, X button on PlayStation to make the gyrocopter aim down. So it takes a while to get that balance right to take off, and you may hit a few trees and definitely need some of them repair kits. And then obviously just the left stick to go ahead and move angle a little bit more. Although just like the bicycle, you can actually change how it operates either via banking or yaw. If you right click in again with the joystick, it will switch it to banking. So for more sudden movements it's better because you'll be able to switch left and right a lot easier. Right click in again and it goes to yaw, and that's better when you almost want to kind of hover or land somewhere particular right below you. And you effectively use the left stick to aim a little bit more using that method. All the vehicles, I'm pretty sure it's square on PlayStation or X on Xbox to use the horn, and I think the left D-pad to switch on your lights or lamps. If you want to land a bit more smoothly, then it's LT or left trigger to go ahead and slow down, and eventually we'll come to a stop. And I kind of felt like a lot of the other vehicles, press the circle button on PlayStation, the B button on Xbox to pretty much do a handbrake stop. But that only seemed to be when it was on the ground, otherwise it's LT, L2 to go ahead, slow down and descend properly. Here's what it looks like with the armor mod attached. And just like the other vehicles, you have got a little turbo boost you can use by pressing the RB or R1 buttons. So that, hopefully, is the ultimate guide, I guess, to vehicles, especially for console players. The gyro and the 4x4 truly are end-game features. You have to be incredibly lucky or really resourceful in finding enough of the books to go ahead and learn them. And the sheer amount of resources you need to go ahead and make them as well is going to be definitely time consuming. Let me know what one you really want to hope get for you and your crew, or just solo play. It's worth pointing out that the bike and the truck are actually at the same speed, with technically the gyro being faster than everything, but obviously with its limitations and sometimes slowness to actually take off. If it has been useful, please leave a like. Tell me in the comments what kind of guides you want to see, and I'll see you RATBAGGERS for more 7 Days to Die 1.0 soon. Bye bye.